Hello, my name is Paul Stewart. I'm a student here at Clemson, a freshman, and I recently attended a new student dialogue. The title of my dialogue was Are You There, God? And we discussed some identity issues with religion and how religious groups can coexist peacefully. I feel that dialogue was heavily stressed in my group. My group leaders from the beginning gave us several definitions, including the definitions of dialogue, discussion, and among other things. And discussion was on the opposite side of dialogue. Discussion and arguments were more likened to each other. It's more of a conflict there, and dialogue is supposed to be no conflict, just idea sharing. So the instructors, right from the beginning, focused on that. And I feel like that because of that guidance, we did achieve true dialogue. At some points, we all spoke. Everyone in the class spoke. Some more than others, which I'll get to later. But first, I feel that it was good that we achieved true dialogue. Everyone spoke when they felt like they had something to say. So, granted, there were more active voices in the dialogue. There were people who spoke more frequently than others, and they just felt compelled to speak all the time. No one dominated the conversation to a negative degree, and on the opposite side of that spectrum, there were more reserved voices who didn't speak all the time, but when they did speak, they had something to say. And I feel like that was important as far as the true dialogue in the group. Um, the format of our group leaders was that we had us lined up in the circle in the room. We had some ice breaking activities we went through so we could get to know each other better. On another note, going off that, I feel that that was important because we're all students here at Clemson, all of us freshmen in these new student dialogues, and it's important to get to know some of your fellow classmates or students here at Clemson. So once we went through the ice breaking activities, we're split into groups, just randomly, just A, B, C line, numbers off, whatever, and we were split into these groups based on different religions. And in these groups, we had to determine several common stereotypes about these religions. Muslims, uh, Judaism, Christianity, your different sects of Christianity and Hinduism, all that stuff. So we went through and identified these stereotypes. This is really eye-opening just to kind of see how we look at each other. And we went through and we talked about how these stereotypes can affect the people who are being stereotyped and make us look as a whole. And we identified these stereotypes. We said behind most stereotypes there is a little bit of truth, but we examined that bit pretty thoroughly. I think one of the things that we were really blessed with to have as a group was that we had someone representing each of these religions in the group. So we had a voice of the person you would say maybe oppressed or a victim or result of these stereotypes. We had them present in the discussion, which certainly made our discussion better. For example, our group leader, she identified herself as Jewish, and that really came in handy when we were talking about having a dialogue about some of the stereotypes affecting Jews, and I felt that just was a really important part to have the outsider's perspective as well as the insider's perspective, and dialogue, the sharing of ideas. So we had a full spectrum there. It was great. In my group, I felt that I was more of an active leader. I took a chance to speak whenever I had it, and I wasn't afraid to defend my beliefs or comment on someone else's views. But overall, it was not. There was no hostility. It was good. It was good. Uh, I think the dialogue is this new student dialogues are an important part of the Librarian 100 process. Like I said earlier, so you can meet your fellow students here at Clemson, but also just to kind of get you thinking. This isn't your government 1K-12 school. This is college, higher level institution, higher level thinking, and that's the kind of things we touched on here in these new student dialogues. I do think that sometimes maybe we couldn't touch some of the more sensitive issues for fear of offending people, and I think that to have a really great discussion or dialogue, as they want us to call it, you need to have. Sometimes people get offended because the truth hurts, and I think that the quest for truth is something that should be virtuous. I don't know how something we strive for, but so just going on some of the questions we're supposed to touch on for this video. I think it's an important part. I think it's a dialogue part, just trying to get us to branch out and be thinking as students here at Clemson. Overall, I really like this one topic we did. That's why I picked it, and I feel like some more intellectual stuff like this is great. I think not only asking people why they love Clemson, or I don't know what the other groups were on. I think that this one on religious identities and stereotypes affecting it was really eye-opening and very interesting. So that's it.